Welcome to The Know, I'm Mica Burton.
And I'm Adam Ellis.
What do you do if you've put the yearly installment of your franchise on hold after lackluster sales and mediocre critical reception? Well, obviously you decide to come back bigger and better than ever and go toe-to-toe with one of the biggest video games of the year.
At least that's the rumor about the next Far Cry game, which may be moving its open world gameplay to the Old West. Fuck yeah! And coming out within a few weeks of another popular Western, Red Dead Redemption 2 Bad Choice.
Oh, Ubisoft, you're pulling a Titanfall 2, aren't you? According to the latest scuttlebutt, Far Cry 5 will be a spaghetti western set in the 19th century and is slated for launch this September. This rumor comes from a variety of places and requires just a little bit of backtracking to make sense of it all.
It all started last week with a report from Great Falls Tribune out in Montana. The newspaper wrote about a shoot happening at an old church in the Fort Peck Indian Reservation conducted by a Hollywood film crew. Based on the interview, the crew is working on a live-action marketing material for a top-secret video game.
Jeff Gio, the shoot's producer, wouldn't give any details about what game they were shooting for, but said that the game takes place in the Old West, and it's an open-world game, and it's the sequel to an existing global franchise. The location they were filming also exists in the game in the form of the imaginary Hope County.
At the time, fans and several outlets, us included, took the obvious route here and figured this was some kind of live-action teaser in the works for Red Dead Redemption 2. After all, that's where the brain immediately goes to when you add all these factors together, and when you know Red Dead Redemption 2 is coming out later this year.
But apparently the assumptions might have been misguided. Kotaku's Jason Schreier showed up in a thread on NeoGAF discussing the live-action trailer shoot where gaffers were speculating about its relation to Red Dead Redemption 2. Schreier indicated that it might not have much to do about Red Dead Redemption 2, but instead pointed towards the next entry in the Far Cry series.
Since then, some other details have come to light about the film crew as well. WCCFT Tech reports that the Guyo and his crew have previously worked on live-action materials for Ubisoft, namely Far Cry Primal.
And on top of all of that, Ubisoft sent out a marketing survey back in 2015 asking fans if they had a preference for possible settings in a future Far Cry game. Those settings included the extreme wilderness of Alaska, a sci-fi game set in the far future, the Vietnam War, a Jurassic Park world filled with dinosaurs,
that's the one I should have gone with.
And finally a 19th century spaghetti western, but I agree with Adam, dinosaurs, man.
So if this game is Far Cry related as noted insider Schreier claims, it seems like Ubisoft might have opted to focus their game on that last option.
And considering the hype for Red Dead Redemption 2, this doesn't seem like the smartest move. Not that Far Cry taking its unique brand of absurd open-world gameplay and giving it spaghetti western twists sounds like a bad thing necessarily. That's actually more fitting than putting it in prehistoric times, even though dinosaurs are rad, like they did with Far Cry Primal. It's just that going toe-to-toe with Rockstar during its likely release window for Red Dead Redemption 2 might just bury this game alive.
Some would call that the definition of insanity. Right now, most of the leaks about Red Dead Redemption 2 point to a late September or early October window. Again, we don't know for sure when the game will be out besides this fall, which is all Rockstar committed to so far. But every time we see a retailer accidentally list a release date, it's typically late September or early October.
And we're not just being hard on Far Cry here. Going up against Red Dead Redemption 2 in general probably isn't the best idea, much less when your game is going to have such a similar concept. Although to be fair, Far Cry's take on it will probably involve a lot more drugs.
There are some shades of similarity here to EA deciding to push 2016's Titanfall 2 right in the middle of Battlefield 1 and Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. That ended up not working out too well for EA at all in the long run. Battlefield 1 did very well for the company, but Titanfall 2 had pretty abysmal sales. Despite being a multi-platform, it did worse in its first weeks than Titanfall 1 did back in 2014. Fuck, that sucks.
But of course, at this point, it's too early to tell whether or not this trailer is aligned with Far Cry or not, although we've got some reason to believe that's the case. At the moment, Ubisoft has 3 unannounced AAA projects in the works, all set to come out by the spring of 2018. It stands to reason that Far Cry 5 is probably one of those, along with the much-leaked Assassin's Creed Origins.
Considering we've got E3 to look forward to in just over a month, the safe bet is that we'll be hearing about at least a couple of those unannounced projects at that point. And probably Red Dead Redemption 2, which will make everybody forget all about Far Cry 5 anyway. Sorry, Ubisoft.
So what do you guys think of Far Cry 5 deciding to go mano-a-mano with the biggest western in the industry, Red Dead Redemption 2? Is it suicide? Probably, but let us know what you think in the comments.
For future updates on all the big AAA releases in the fall and how many of them are going to get crushed by Rockstar, remember to like this video and subscribe to The Know if you're new around here. At least that's the rumor. I was so put off by that, I'm sorry. Conducted by Hollywood. At the time, fans and several outlets were holding out for mine on Sorry. At the time, fucking goddamn it. I've done it. Whew.